All right, so welcome everybody. This is a meeting for Hapa. This is our first meeting on the mainland, our first meeting not in Hawaii. We're trying to grow, trying to expand. We're going to use Dayton first, obviously. I know everybody here and know a lot of people here went to two different high schools, so got a big base to try to pull from, and got young kids here that know more of the base too. So, first thing, Hapa is a community outreach program. We started off trying to do mostly just sports, and we've gone into doing education. We have STEAM, we have tutors, we do art, we do pretty much anything that somebody wants to come and help teach. So if you're like a cook, you can come and teach how to cook. If you know how to work on cars, we'll find a place where we can bring the kids and work on cars. Whatever you do, we want you to bring that and give that to our kids, as long as it's fairly positive. So Hapa. Hapa is a Hawaiian word. It means part. It means half, and it turned into meaning more like mixed and integrate. So if you go to Hawaii and you're like me, they call me Hapa. Hey Hapa. It just means I'm mixed and part this, part that. So the original word meant part. So Hapa Mana is part of what needs to be done for society. It's also trying to help integrate society. Mana is the Polynesian word for spirit, aura, or power. So we're part of the spirit, we're part of the power, or we're helping to mix the spirit. We have this the power of the spirit to help mix or integrate society is kind of the meaning of our name. So if we could, everyone get out your cell phone. If you got your cell phone, the link is here. What do you call it? To get on the website, internet. It's Comfort 2016, and then it's all lowercase letters. So if we can, is everybody a Facebook person? Everybody got a Facebook thing? Please log into your Facebook, and if you're at home, log into your Facebook. Go like Hapamana, just the page. If you could, just say, hey, I'm at the meeting. Give a comment, like drop a post on Hapamana, say you're at the meeting. Let everybody know. If you're at home watching it, say I'm watching the meeting now. So from the Facebook, we also have an Instagram. You don't necessarily have to go there right now, but if you guys have an Instagram, get on Instagram at some point. Like Hapamana, follow Hapamana on Instagram. And it always helps to comment, like the post, share the post with your friends if you like something, or even if you don't like it, go ahead and share it anyway if you got time. And hapamana.org is our website. It's a very cool website. If you can, go to hapamana.org. If you're not stuck on the Facebook, if you're at home, go to hapamana.org. And so here at hapamana.org, you're going to see kind of what we do. You'll see pictures, you'll see videos. And so if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see our mission statement. At the very top, it'll kind of say what we do, who we are. Let's see. I got it right here. So, about us, Hapamana is a Hawaii 501c3 nonprofit organization for youth athletics, founded in 2016 by Jordan Conley and Clara Jones. So, we're going to go from being a Hawaiian one to a whole national one now. Our belief is that all keiki is the Hawaiian word for kids, all keiki deserve access to sports and the benefits that they provide through the creation of this club. An original idea to start a single basketball team that was free of fees developed and grew into a club, the club you see today. A club that creates opportunities for all keiki kids to try many sports and activities with teammates free of charge. So we're much more than sports now. At every camp that we have, so normally we have 4 sections at a time. We'll have 2 athletes going and 2 educational things going. So we'll have, like, say, taekwondo and basketball. And we'll have like a STEAM group doing a project, and then say like our tutor maybe reading books or going over writing or something like that. That'll be like the morning half. And the second half we'll have like say maybe like capoeira and tennis, and then art group, and then something else come in that's more educational. So and then what we do is normally it's like a half hour of one thing, and then we rotate. So you go from a sport to like an art to a sport to an art, or vice versa, art to sport to art to sport. So you get all of them. You're going to do everything at the camp, and basically it's just to help you get to see new things, touch new things. So our mission, we help keiki and their community integrate economically, socially, and spiritually through sport, and now more than sport really. Hapamana creates access to free sports camps, free after-school athletic programs, with the ultimate goal to make free competitive teams across Oahu and the nation. We believe that the benefits of a healthy physical lifestyle are essential to success. Hapamana combines sports with life lessons presented by mentors to create foundation building experiences that help our keiki to achieve their future goals. So in Hawaii, if you scroll down a little bit, right under the mission statement, we have our partners. So Kunia Village is a low-income housing development, and they have, I want to say, hold on, actually, since we don't have that many people here, I heard my foot yesterday, so I'll be limping around a little bit. This is our grant outline. So whenever I write grants, I go into this, and I just pull out paragraphs, and I adjust them to whoever I'm writing the grant to. It's all good. It doesn't hurt, I just can't put all the weight on it. So you can kind of see, it shows our missions, it shows what I say to people when I'm trying to get money for us, it tells you what we're doing and all that. I'll show you ladies later, since I know you guys more. I see you guys more than you. So if you flip through the grant outline at the very end, I think it says something about Kunia Village, and it'll tell you, like, it says how many kids are there, how many houses, all that stuff, so it tells you, so I can use that when I write a grant about the kids that I'm working with. So the Institute for Human Services, they work with homeless, not just kids, homeless families, and they work with transitional families. So there's a place called Kahuiki Village where it's like the tiny homes. They take homeless people, help them get in there, and from there you can either try to move on to a bigger home or you can stay there and, you know, build your life there. And so they also have homeless shelters, and so there's a park by the homeless shelter that we go to and we do athletic stuff with them, and then we also go to Kahuiki Village and we do tennis with them at Kahuiki Village. So it kind of depends on what coaches I have at the time, free, that will do different things. So like at Kunia Village on Mondays we do Taekwondo, Thursdays at Kahuiki Village we do tennis, and then offhand that's all I can think of right now, but it depends on the coach, and so whatever coach, the Taekwondo coach is free Mondays, if he was free Tuesdays, that'd be the day. Just so that the coach can do it whenever they're free. It's not like, I need this day. You just tell me what day, if you have something to do, then we can do it that day. Rise Above L3C. L3C is kind of like a 501c3. They're a low-profit company rather than a for-profit company. I don't know the big difference in that. You'd have to ask him. I just know that that's what it means. Rise Above, they actually, if you, let's see, is it on here? So, Ohana programs, is that it? What is that? Where's Mama now? So Rise Above, I can't find it on here right now. It's called My Mana'o. They made us a program online where it's an educational program, and so our kids can go and they can do reading things, and it's like kind of like homeschooling, but it's through Hapa and through the Rise Above LC3. And I don't know why I can't see it. It should be somewhere on here, but I'll try to find that. So okay, after that, Microsoft is one of our partners. We can go to the Microsoft store. We can take our kids. They'll teach them how to do coding classes, do all kinds of different classes. They'll actually even help them with English and different things like that if we actually wanted them to. But basically, we work with them to do different computer stuff. PTF, that's my personal training company. We're just partnered with us because it's easy to do. Playwell is a Lego company, so they're a national franchise. They go around to different schools, organizations, and teach kids how to do engineering through building Legos. So Legos is now what they do for engineering almost across the board. All the schools, all the high schools, little younger schools, they use Legos. They got little engines and stuff now where you can spin the wheels and all that, so you can make, you know, bridges that come up and down, cars that move, and all that stuff. So Challenge Island, there are STEAM groups. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And so Challenge Island is also a franchise. They're nationwide. So we're partnered with the Oahu branch. I called the Dayton branch, but we've been going back and forth, so we'll probably try to partner with them also. And they come to our camps and they just set up and they do one of their projects. So one of the projects was roller coasters. They had this like little foam thing that was the track. You put it up high, you put a marble in, and it rolls down, and you try to make it go up and down. You can do loop-de-loops. So one of the things they do is, it's called, kinetic energy. You have more energy if you're low, you have more energy if you're high. And if you don't know, you start the ball low, and it rolls slow. If you start, and then you start high, it rolls fast. Oh, so you have more energy when you're high. And then, if you want to make a loop-de-loop, you got to go higher than low and stuff like that. So they talk about that. And then, so each project will have a art side and a sciencey side. Art Explorium. They're actually a nonprofit. They're an art store. They give art stuff to teachers freely. They give art stuff to kids, and We called them up. They give our stuff to us. They gave us like a 32-pound box, I think it was. They donate by the poundage. So it was a bunch of paper, a bunch of crayons, markers, with erasers, all kinds of just random stuff. It was like about 32 or 42, I can't remember, but pounds of artwork they gave us the first time. And then Imagination Yoga, they're a franchise. They're a world franchise, so they're not just in America. They're all over. They're in different countries. Actually, I think Play Well and Challenge Island are also in other countries too, so they're not just a national franchise. They're all over. But so Imagination Yoga, what they do is they go into schools and they'll give a teacher a break and they'll take over the class and do a 10 to half-hour yoga class. Or if you want an hour yoga class, it costs money. So whatever you want, it'll be a 10 to hour-long class. The teacher can either participate or she can either leave the class if she wants to just sit back in the class, grade, or just take a little break while the Imagination Yoga teacher will come in and do yoga with the kids. And so I'm actually certified as an Imagination Yoga teacher. Erica Linentine, she's actually the owner of Challenge Island, and she's one of our volunteers that comes all the time. And so she's certified. And Donna's our tennis coach, and Donna Bierman, she is our tennis coach. She's certified, and so we can all go to schools, and we intend to do it mostly free. But we got certified right before the COVID stuff, so everything that I'm talking about has really been kind of shut down or slowed down on gray leaf for right now. And obviously, hopefully, we're going to get back going here soon. So below that, we show our programs. Our multi-sports camps, we have it the last Saturday of every month, or Saturday and Sunday. So the last Saturday of every month and the following Sunday. So there might be another Sunday, or no. Is it the fourth or last? It's the fourth Saturday every month. But either way, it's on the calendar. It's the fourth Saturday every month. And then the following Sunday, we do our sports camps at Cunilla. We have a gymnasium on the property. They have a gymnasium on their property. We have keys to it. We're allowed to use it for as much as we want, whenever we want. Basically, they just want us to help out their kids, and all we're doing to do is help out kids anyway, so that works out for both of us. So that's a monthly thing we do there. Taekwondo, like I said, we got Mondays at Cunilla. Basketball, we were doing basketball Wednesdays at Cunilla also, so that was me. I'm the basketball coach. And then we were doing soccer at Cunilla sometimes. That's off and on. That's Claire's the soccer coach, but she works a lot during the school, or not during the summer. So during the school year, she works a lot. So the soccer's more during the summertime. And I don't know if we're going to be picking that back up too much. And then tennis is not on here. But tennis, like I said, we do Thursdays at Cunilla Village, or we did do Thursdays. And I also went to the tennis to help them out. Donna is retired. She did she worked for bigger businesses and did not partnerships, but contracts. She did contracts. So anyway, she's retired, and she had a little bit harder time with the kids because it's a bunch of big, rowdy kids, and she's a little lady. So now I go and I'm the disciplinarian for the tennis team. I make sure they all stay in line, listen to her, and make them run if they don't. So under that is an interview that I had on what's called Think Tech Hawaii, and that's a YouTube show where it's like a news show, but it's on YouTube, and they interview people, and so that's about a half hour long. If you want to check that out, it's a pretty cool show. First 10 or 15 minutes, they were asking me mostly about me. I stuttered most of the time. It wasn't very good. When they started asking me about Hapa Mana, it flowed a lot better, and the last half of it's much better than the first half. So if you want to watch it, go for it. If not a big deal. So, all right, so that's all that. All right, so I talked a little bit about social media. All of you, please get on your social media, if not daily, like at least once a week, twice a week, and just comment on something that Hapa Mana did, share something that Hapa Mana did that really helps, grow this stuff, Share it to the people who you think would know, like share it with all your capoeira group. Tell the capoeira kids that when we do our first camp, come to the camp, you do a little bit of capoeira and you do a whole bunch of other stuff. Share with the kids and you guys all know a bunch of kids, people your age and people younger, share anything that you think they might like, or just even if they don't, if you know somebody that will share it just because you told them to, share it with them and tell them to share it, just help it out. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube we have. Our YouTube is pretty cool. We have some workout videos that you can follow, like kid workout stuff, and we just have our kids, playing on YouTube just to show what we're doing, and people like to see kids having fun. Let's see. So, and Jalen didn't have a Facebook, so if anyone doesn't have a Facebook, if you don't really want a Facebook, you're like, I don't want to do that. If you want to be part of Hapa Mana, please just go make a Facebook and put Hapa and whatever your first name is. So it could be like Hapa Jordan, and then you only use it for Hapa Mana just to push out Hapa Mana a little bit. You don't have to do nothing else on it if you don't want. But if you don't do it, can't do nothing about it. So our needs here, we need coaches, we need teachers, volunteers of any kind. And so whatever your favorite thing is, you can help our kids learn that. Like if you're really good at art, you can come help our kids learn art. If you're good at math, you can help them learn math. And then if there's something that you do like, you can teach them what you like too. If you're like, oh, well, I'm really good at math, but I like to play basketball. So you can do both. You can teach them math a little bit, you can teach them basketball a little bit. Whatever you're good at, whatever you like, as long as you know it's appropriate, then we want our kids to learn that, because I've had different coaches, right? So you can have, like you do all the capoeira with a bunch of different people, right? You have one group that you really like probably, or one group that like, oh, I don't learn as much from these guys, but they get me more in shape. These guys teach me more technical skills. These guys, they dance more or whatever. Every coach is going to give you a different skill, come at you from a different way. And like, so a math teacher, same thing. Like you might try to teach somebody math and like, I don't get it. And then somebody else tells them in a different way. They're like, ah. So that's why I try to bring everybody I can. So like if that kid that just can't be reached by certain people, hopefully I can find that person that can reach that kid. Because just 1,000 teachers, you just need as many as you can, and once you find that one, I like to learn from you. So that's fine. You can teach him more and stuff, and they can go with you if you find that one teacher. But basically, I just want to try to make sure no kid is left behind. That was the saying in school, and it didn't work out then, so let's make it work out now. All right. So a big thing I want to do, we work with kids in poverty, but we work with all kids. We want to bring the kids from, like I said, Punahou, or what would be Carroll, Alters High School. We want them to come to, say, if we have the Camp of Trotwood. We want some of those Alter kids to come to the Camp of Trotwood, meet some of these kids. We'll play some pickup basketball together. We'll do some capoeira together, get real close but not hitting each other, We'll do some football drills together. We'll do some math together and stuff, and they'll get to know each other, get to learn each other a little bit in a different setting than just playing football against each other, seeing each other, hitting each other, and then walking off and being mad at each other. Like, it's cool to play the game against each other, but that's your rival, right? So at the camp, what we're going to do is we're going to be on the same team. We're going to be at the same table. We're going to be learning from the same teachers and talking. We're going to be doing a project together, be it one of those STEM things, right? We'll have a kid from Alter, a kid from Carroll, a kid from Trotwood, and a kid from Meadowbrook. I don't even know if that's a school here, just popped out of my head. But so 4 kids from different places, and they do a project together. So then, oh, well, you are a person. I do know you. Okay, we can get to know each other. Maybe we'll hang out sometime and stuff like that. And then as we grow, we actually got 20 jerseys donated to us the day before COVID hit, pretty much. And so we were going to start doing tournaments, 20 basketball jerseys. We were going to start doing tournaments in Hawaii, which obviously we did not start doing the tournaments in Hawaii. But our goal is to get teams, and we're an AAU club. So our team will be AAU. We can play in any AAU tournament. We can host AAU tournaments. We're a level 3 club, which is the highest level you can have. So we have all the benefits that you can have from an AAU club. And if you want to know more about that, just go to aau.com, and you can, actually might be a .org either way, but it's Amateur Athletic Union, and it's what LeBron James' kids playing, all the big athletes, all their kids playing some AAU sports. Mostly it's basketball, volleyball, and soccer. They do have football, but football's mainly played at school for whatever reason. But so what I was getting at is we want to make the AAU teams, and so we have a basketball team. We got a couple kids from Alter, a couple kids from Carroll, a couple kids from Trotwood, a couple kids from Stebbins and Wayne, right? And they're all on the same team. Now we travel around, and they get to build that bond that the teams build, right? And so the parents will be at the same practices and the same games. So you have a couple parents from Alter, a couple parents from Trotwood. They start to mingle, right? One parent might have a job, the other parent might need. Or they just have that's a great idea. Here's how we make ideas work. Or just get to talk. And we want to bring society together. That's a huge part of our goal. Whether it's like a monetary thing, but just, we got all these riots and stuff, all these stuff going on right now. And we started this in 2016, so it's way before any of this stuff happened, so it's not real political, but you can see in society right now that there's a big clash, that people need something to bring us together, that it's not really working the way we got it going. So lastly, before I guess we start taking questions or open up the floor, you can't be in poverty if your parents have a job, a living wage job. That's what poverty is if your parents don't have a living wage job. So what I want to do is create living wage jobs. And I'd like to do that through Hapa, paying my coaches, paying my teachers. But aside from that, since I can't do that right away, what I've started doing is working with franchises and buying franchises. So I bought little franchise apps, but not a whole franchise yet, but we're working on that. We do work with Challenge Island, like I said, and what was the other one? And Imagination Yoga. So the Imagination Yoga and Challenge Island, I can pretty much get people that certification or whatever, and what we would do is go to schools and the schools would pay you. But say you already got a well-paying job, you don't need one, fine. But say like a kid whose parent, or say a kid is 18 and they graduate out of Hapa and they're going to college, now you can do imagination yoga while you're in college, and you can go to schools, teach little kids yoga, and go to college, and that can be your college job if that's what you want. It doesn't have to be. But aside from that, so we work with those. I've talked to people who have 3D printers about getting 3D printers to Hawaii to where we can make, like, say, like keychains, little knickknacks things, like anything plastic, staplers, anything. And I've even talked to 3D printers that can do manufacturing, which can make metal, which they cost around 10 to 12,000 up to like 20,000. But so if we did something like that, that would be more if we started work. Like I know people who work on cars, and I want them to start working with my kids with that. And then like say we could fabricate metal pieces. It can make just things. We can make a car from scratch, and sell a Hapa car or something, whatever. But then, so I've talked to shirt printers, like even buying our own shirt printer, so that way we can make our own shirts, and then we don't have to pay for those, and then we can also sell shirts. And anything I would do, I'd sell it cheaper, just to not gouge people. We're just trying to help these kids and their family come up, and just as a community. If everyone, could you go to the Hapa Facebook page real quick? And so we got these things called videos, robot video, or video robot, and doodly. If you go to the Hapa Facebook page and just scroll down a little bit, you'll see a picture and click, like it'll look like just a little video. It'll look like our logo. And if you hit on it, it'll like do that little spinny thing where the logo comes out of like some paint or whatever. And so that's one of the apps we have. And so what I intend to do, I bought all these since COVID happened, right? What I intend to do, I'm gonna have all the kids, it's gonna be one of our sections, where they'll get on the computer and they'll look at the videos. Yeah, that's fine, they can make the noise, it doesn't matter. But that's the right one. So it puts music to it, and it's like, right at the beginning of a commercial or the end of a commercial, one of those things. So what I'm gonna do is give these apps to the kids and let them work on them, and they'll get to play with it. And so the Doodly is one of those cartoon things where it's a whole cartoon commercial. You can make it a minute, you can make it a half hour, however long you want to put into it, right? So it's just like where you got the cartoons. You can have the people where they draw on stuff and they do the talk and they draw. So it's just however much you want to put into it. So I'm getting stuff like that to where the kids can work with that, if their parents want to do that type of stuff. But so what we can do is we can work with, like, say, our other partners and do that to their logos for their websites. And then we can call other businesses, like, like who pay, like, say, even like a bank or whatever, a car salesman, something, and put their logo and do that to their logo, because people do pay people to do that, because that's just, it's hard to do on your own. But if we got the apps and stuff, we can set out that we can do it. And so you can even go call Wayne up, be like, oh, we'll do it for free. We'll set your logo up. But then anyone who calls you and asks you, how'd you do that to your logo? Send it to us. And then Wayne will get a free logo thing popping out, and then all the schools will go, oh, where'd you get that? And then we'll get a little bit of money from that. And then the last idea I had to make money, I've been talking to the Tower Garden people in Hawaii. The Tower Garden is just a big plastic thing that comes straight up. You put plants all around it, and it grows up. And so it's all hydroponics. Water drips from the top and hits the roots as it goes down into a big basin, pulls it back up and drops it back down. And in the basin is a bunch of nutrients and stuff that make the plants grow nice, strong, and fast. And they say, I haven't used the Tower Garden before, but I've watched a lot of stuff about it. But they say that the plants grow like in like 6 weeks, like almost half the time of regular plants or something. And they've got like these huge zucchinis and stuff like online that I've been seeing and whatnot. But so my thought is this: if we can get Tower Gardens, say 1 in every classroom, 2 in every classroom, 3 in every classroom, right in Trotwood. So every Trotwood class had 3 Tower Gardens, right? Every morning the kids come in, they take care of the Tower Garden for a minute, and they go do their classwork. At the end of this 6 weeks, we rotate it right. Probably every week we have a harvest on Friday, Wednesday, whatever it is. Feed the entire school. If you have enough in each class can feed itself. There's enough in each Tower Garden that you can feed, I think, a family of 4 in each Tower Garden if you have it at the height. So we just, got to do the math to get it right. But then if we do it right and get enough, we can have the schools go from, say, food abundant, or like what do you call it? Food deserts, right? A lot of the places have food deserts. There's no stores around. So we take it from a food desert to food abundant, and then from there, we can have the kids even make enough food to where we start selling to restaurants and stuff. And then that's a way that they can just go to school, spray the plant down a little bit, do whatever, do the work, and very easily one day they chop it off, and then we'll have a deal with certain restaurants after a while and certain farms or whatever, and just we'll have a place to put it that we can bring in money. But so those are most of my big ideas about everything. Are there any questions, statements, or ideas? I know you guys are young. You guys heard me talk already too a lot about this. So we really only got 2 that haven't heard me talk a whole lot. You guys kind of get the gist a bit, like so.
Out of curiosity, particularly with the hydroponics, like, are you looking at limiting it only to classrooms?
Nope. So the
Well,
Canoe Village is an ex Del Monte plantation. It's already a farm. It's huge. I got all kinds of land there, and I can use it. I can't just say, oh, this is mine. I can do whatever I want, but I can pretty much do what I want as long as I'm, oh, this is my idea, and they'll be like, oh yeah, okay. And so as long as I'm not going to blow something up, but I got like land there that I could put. Oh, and a food forest. I didn't get that. So there's also things called a food forest where if you have enough land, you can plant the trees correctly where you have like the overgrowth, you have the undergrowth, and all these, and the vines and stuff, to where that it'll fall, like when you do the foliage, it'll start to decompose, and the food forest will actually grow itself. Like they say that if once you plant it, you can leave it for like 100 years and it'll still be there. It'll just be overgrown a bit, but it won't go nowhere. But so what you do is plant apple trees, orange trees, and then grapevines, and everything that you plant is going to be some kind of food or perennial or something that feeds the other trees. And so that's another thing that I'm thinking about doing there if we have a lot of land. But no, not just school rooms, but anywhere that would be wanting them.
Okay. In particular, do you have any ideas for areas for dating? Because that's going to be a lot of focus anyways in my particular view.
Right.
Just because, I mean, I've never been to Hawaii.
Right.
So anything that comes from there or for there, it's got a little bit harder to, I wouldn't say imagine, but to strategically talk about it. Because
Right.
I'd be ignorant about the area.
Okay, so Hawaii is very small. Here we have space to where like we don't in Hawaii. So like you say, like you might have access to a field here, right, or something. Where in Hawaii that'd be very hard. So if we had access to say a field here, we could do either the tower garden thing, or I think it'd probably be more advantageous to do the food forest thing, because those kind of grow on their own, but it needs a little bit more knowledge. I'd have to get somebody to come, which I already know the tower garden people, which is why I'm working with them, and it's hard to get the land in Hawaii to do the whole food forest thing. But either way, and I'm like really open to any idea. Like if you're like, oh well, I have this thought of date and I know these certain things, like you can take the lead on anything that you want. I would let you do that, or like I'm really open. I wish there was more people here, but basically everybody's idea I want out there, and I want all ideas to come together to move everything forward and everyone get their ideas going. Do you have a certain idea about, like?
well, we were talking about Trotwood mostly because, well, my husband went to Trotwood, so he has a lot of information about that. And they need it. Like, they need things that,
Oh, West State is primarily for
Yeah, I know. With
What was that?
West Dayton.
West Dayton.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
and
and
two
so
East Dayton
Trotwood and then
also.
Dayton Public Schools are where we want to go first. But so the idea would be low income areas, like so not Parkside. Where we drive by the other day, that one place that's real big and it goes real deep back.
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
But Parkside's knocked down. But what are the other ones like? So
I mean,
Mount
there are-
Crest,
Yeah.
things like that. Like if there's the hoods, wherever, Northland, stuff like that. If we can get a connect there and say, oh, we're going to Northland, right? Okay, what we're gonna do is have a camp here. We want to. We'll wear all bright shirts, make it all look happy, right? We want to bring a lot of kids, right? So show everyone that we're here for kids, right? And then the people that come out, we'll talk to them like, look, we're going to try to help change this up a little bit. What we want to do is give every house here a tower garden, so that way you guys can get a little better food to your kids and shit like that. You guys can give a little better food to you and your kids or whatever. And then say, what we're going to do, I got a tutor who will come here on Wednesday and Saturday, and they're going to do for your kids whatever they need, right? We're going to set it up at this room, send your kids for this 2-hour span on Wednesday, for this 2 or 4 hour span on Saturday, right? We're going to help your kids get their grades up. And then, okay, oh, well, we really like basketball, or we saw that capoeira guy. So what we're going to do is try to get you a basketball coach or a capoeira coach that can come. Well, in 2 weeks, they said they can start coming on Mondays. So that's what I do is like, so that's what we do with Cornelia and IHS right now. Is we basically make our own high school from the ground up, kind of, right? We're like, you guys need this, so this is what I can offer you right now, and I'll find the other stuff that you need. Is basically what I try to do.
So let's go back to the garden.
Garden.
Right? Because that is an interesting thing right there. I follow quite a few things, especially when it comes to if you've ever heard of any master classes or anything like that. There's one particular individual on there, but anyways. Would you be actually working with the city of Trotwood to use space or find space kind of as an asset?
So right now I'm not. So that's kind of like what I do is I try to talk to everybody. Now if you have a connect to the city of Trotwood, I would ask you to maybe call that person. And so if you got it in there, So we're talking about Trotwood mostly because he graduated from there, like she said, and so he'll know people that we can, more teachers and coaches type of deal. Like I graduated from Wayne and went to Stebbins. Like they don't really need it as much. Like we'll invite those kids to come, but we don't need to have the camp there, because like a Trotwood kid doesn't travel as much, or a Dayton kid doesn't travel as much, right? But the Alter kid can travel real far, so we can have the camp almost anywhere they can make it. But we have these things there. So as in the city of Trotwood, I don't have a connect there yet, but that is a good idea. But like I said, we got these partners and all these other ideas I've thrown out, right? I get all this stuff together and then I delegate kind of. And okay, you got this idea here, you run with that. Okay, well, we need this part of the school, or like I need a camp, this part of the camp done. I'll tell somebody and they'll do that part, right? And I'm kind of like the idea man, the dreamer, and I get it all in. And then I bring people, and I'm real good at talking to people, and people will like kind of listen to me, and be like, okay, I'll do it. So then I delegate, and people do what I ask, kind of just. But I don't ask them to do crazy stuff. I'm not asking them to do stuff for kids, so it's like that. But if you know anybody from the city of Trotwood, do you?
I know quite a few people.
So I mean, if you had an in, like I'd even be willing to have a sit down meeting with some other people from the city of Trotwood. You can tell them like the meeting that we had today, and tell them what you think about it, and see if they're interested, and then we'd all be willing to come down anywhere, meet up with them, and tell them the ideas, and you can show them the websites and all that.
Now, what about, because Trotweird, I'm sorry, but my grandfather always calls it Trotweird. That was my grandfather's show right there. So, since the difference between, the distance between Trotwood and Jefferson Township isn't something, in my opinion, that's great, that great of a distance. I do have quite a few connections, especially when it comes to like the job corps and stuff like that, that's already over there. Some schools over on, right by the VA, if you know the VA is, stuff like that. So now, question being, would that also be doable? Because Trotwood, of course, it is a distance, but it is a drive. I mean, like I said, I've got a few connections in there. I know quite a few teachers at Job Corps who do use the space for stuff like this.
So the distance thing is like, we bring in a little bit of money. We're not like rich, but we bring in about $20,000 a year ish, trying to get to be more. And so we load up our places. So like if we had a contract with, or we talked to Trotwood, we do like loose contracts where we say it's like little write-up partnerships and stuff, so I can throw them online and they can throw us on their line if they want. But what we would do is just stock them up. We'd throw a bag of basketballs, a bag of footballs, all the stuff that we needed there, and put it in a room. Because normally the school let us do that because we come out, and I let the schools use the stuff when we're not there if they want. But so we won't have to travel our equipment everywhere. Like we'll have a Trotwood set up, and then we'll hopefully have a Dayton set up at one of the schools there, or maybe two of the schools there. But we'll just ask the coaches, like, where's the room you guys don't use, or part of the stage or whatever that they don't use, and then we'll just set all our stuff up there so that we don't have to travel it like that. The biggest logistic thing would be getting kids there, like just it's far for a kid to travel. But and then again, here we got buses. Like the bus system here is fairly good. The bus system in Hawaii is fairly good, but I mean it's hard to tell a kid to try to catch a bus for 2 hours to come to a camp, but they might, I am working on getting vans in Hawaii. IHS has 2 vans that are 15 passenger vans. I've written a couple grants for vans, and I also wrote Hawaiian Airlines to see if one of the ladies that I work with, her husband is either a pilot or engineer, I forget, but she told me to write them that they do a lot of stuff with the community, so I wrote them and I asked them about either if they had old vans to give us or if they'd be willing to shuttle our kids, like, because they already do that, airport shuttles, so they could just go pick up our kids, take them to the camp, and go do the airport thing, and pick our kids up, take them home type of deal. So that was kind of what I wrote in the thing. And again, all this stuff just now, that was right before COVID too, so I haven't gotten an answer back from them. A lot of the grants that I've written, I wrote 18 grants in January, and I wrote like 12 in February, and then I kind of slowed off since then. I've gotten a lot of returns back saying that since COVID, people aren't giving out money, and then a lot I haven't even gotten anything heard back on, so this whole crisis is really slowing things. Yeah.
And that's particularly why I'm asking, because I don't mean be mean to say, I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but more than likely it's going to end up being really tight financially for a lot of people. I mean, since a lot of businesses shut down and a lot of them are struggling, it may be a little bit harder. but because you're a 501(c)(3),
501c3.
It may be a little bit easier with some of the city grants.
Yeah.
It may be, depending on what you're actually doing. So, only reason I say that is because, like I said, I do know some of the people in school boards. I do know some people who teach at these schools, Jefferson High School. Not just saying, a friend of the friend, but just because the programs I've worked earlier in my past, it makes it really easy for some of these connections. Now, I am going to give you one connection in particular with John Paul, which is my capoeira teacher.
Okay.
Because that's where he's currently working. He's also working with them. But we actually have one of our members does work. He's high up with at Air Force Base. So I'm gonna talk to him first because I don't want to leave his information out. It's
Right.
kind of one of those things out of respect, just to ask him.
Yeah, yeah.
first. But it's possible to get some of these things from the schools. But let's be honest, some cities don't have that much money as long as if you have a viable plan that would work for the city. And that's why I was very interested in the garden thing because, especially because there's a lot of food deserts, if they've had land that they don't use, that's just literally sitting there, which happens quite a bit.
Yes.
It's like amazingly, people don't even realize how much space is in the
And so with the tower garden, even if it's not land, if you have an empty building, right, we can clean up the building and just tower garden it out. We don't need to do anything but just, you clean it up and just put a whole bunch of tower gardens in there and lights in there and just use it as a greenhouse.
Well, the only reason I say particularly with land is because I think it'd be, me personally, I may be wrong, I think it may be easier to market and sell to cities, especially if they have an open community garden. Focused, especially with the schools where students do come in, work on gardens, and basically anybody else can come in. However, there may be a little bit of logistics to work out with that, just because you don't necessarily want anybody coming in. You know what I mean?
Right. So, like on that, I guess if we had a community garden like that, you'd probably have somebody, or it'd be in a spot where people could see it really easily, see maybe the entrance and whatnot. But but the whole thing is if we do a good community garden in one spot, we probably want to try to do another one, right? The whole thing is to where it wouldn't matter who was where because there's gonna be enough food everywhere, right? And so this isn't my community garden, but I'm not near mine, I can just walk in here and grab an apple. It won't matter because when you're not near yours, there'll be another one that you buy type of deal.
Plus, I can also see it as personally as expansion, because I'm gonna look at this as a business perspective. So you don't want to keep one location because one does keep it limited, especially with the communities that you want to service. You want to have multiple. So if you have it under one organization coming in, helping with these community gardens, teaching these kids actually how to grow their own food and everything like that, it makes it a lot more beneficial.
Right. Yeah.
So like I said, this is just how I'm gonna think.
Right, yeah, no. And one thing I forgot to mention, which is probably one of the biggest things about us, is that we're free to the community. We don't charge kids, we don't charge parents, we don't charge schools. We write grants, we take in donations, but we don't want to eliminate anybody who can't pay to come. Even $5 might be too much for somebody. So from my business perspective, it's I want to get, I talked about those franchises and stuff. I want to help the kids and their parents or their older brothers be able to make money too, be it with the tower gardens, be it with doing these little videos, things and stuff, or making commercials, because kids like to be on the computers. And we also have these deals with I can get computers online. I can get a pallet of computers because I'm a nonprofit. I can get a whole pallet of computers for $500. It'd be 20 computers type of deal, but not all the time. It's just whatever's available at the time. So I can get real crazy